started to see that there was a lot more opportunities here in Nigeria than there were in the States. And I would go back to the village, some of the areas that I grew up in, and a lot of places are still underdeveloped. A lot of people are still farming, right? And being from northern Nigeria, there's this whole insecurity issue. So, you have herdsmen clashing with farmers. You had, the terrorist group, the Boko Harams. And over the years of coming back multiple times and looking at what I considered or what everybody thought was sexy to get into, whether it's tech or finance or e-commerce, I went back to the States and it just kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. What happened was one day I happened to be drinking Jamaica. Jamaica is what Mexicans call, hibiscus tea, right? They call it Flor de Jamaica or agua de Jamaica. And as soon as I drank it, it just took me back to Nigeria because it was the exact same drink, exact same taste, and it just clicked. I was like, okay, if they're making this drink here, where'd they get the flowers? And so I started doing that research. I did the research and I discovered that most of the hibiscus flowers actually came from Nigeria. And most of it is grown in northern Nigeria in the communities that I grew up in, because we farm it, but we always used it as a sort of like a boundary crop to set boundaries around your farm. And so that's when the realization just came to me that I needed to somehow connect the rural area where these crops were being farmed and produced and connecting it to the United States. And so that's kind of what brought me back into agriculture. I saw the business opportunity. I saw the opportunity to bring development to the rural area, because then I'm connecting international markets. And at the end of the day, all I was trying to do, even with e-commerce and with real estate, everything I was trying to do was centered around international business. And so that was the mindset I always had. And so that's really what brought me back into agriculture. I see it as an opportunity to scale development in the rural areas that I grew up in. And I see a business opportunity.